And we're live. Hello, everybody. This is Argent, and as I've said, I'm going away on vacation pretty soon, so I won't have time to do this after this week, I don't think. So I figure, why don't we do this video now and get it out of the way. So not too much has been happening with our friend DSP this month. The biggest thing is the super secret attempt by the Illuminati to take away his house, which we'll get into in a second. As always, people can send me videos or stuff in the chat as we're going through this. If there's some extra stuff you want me to talk about or cover. But yeah, he took off, I think, 5 days this month. And a bunch of other stuff happened. But none of it was particularly interesting. But so all I really have to talk about is the Illuminati trying to take his house away. So basically what happened is kind of the backstory of this before we get into the actual video is DSP was like, guys, there's this really, really bad thing happening. I can't tell you about it because if I tell you about it, then some unspecified bad thing is going to happen. And I can kind of tell you about it, but not really. And it just got into like being the shadiest shit possible. And really, as with everything DSP does, none of it really makes very much sense. So, as the ancient Egyptians used to say, it is what it is, nothing I can do, but I fucking digress. So let's take a look at DSPs, the Illuminati trying to take his house away. Oh, by the way, let me know how the audio balance is, just because it can sometimes take a minute or two to get it right.
What is going on, everybody?
Okay, I love that. That is amazing. He had it like set up too. It's so melodramatic. That sigh, though.
What is going on?
And he has that same fucking shirt that he wears in every video. He has two shirts. He's got this shirt and the baking black shirt.
Everybody, Phil here. A video that once again I don't want to make.
Well, then why are you making it?
It's not a good situation. I love bringing you good news on pre-streaming, good news and vlogs, and good news and everything. And
yeah.
The bottom line is that recently, the past few months, things have been on the upward trend. You know, YouTube.
Okay, so yeah, guys, I like to bring you positive stuff. Let's see, Argent, did you see where that guy had a sign that said "Get a job" on WWE that DSP was watching? That's amazing. Let's see here. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat for a minute. I was looking at the wrong window. But it's like, what are you supposed to say to this? I don't know. If you didn't want to make this video, don't make the fucking video.
Even though it kind of stunk in the summer, things are getting better now for the fall. Twitch has been on the up and up. Twitch has actually been getting better and better with, you know, people showing up for streams and all the stuff I'm doing on there. People are loving it, and the hardcore gaming season's in full effect, and things are going good for me. And with all the shit I've been through over the years, seriously, like, I've been through so many bumps in the road, roadblocks, whatever you want to call them.
Savage Lars, is that basically what this is? If because let me just take a look at it. So it's basically that. We'll watch that instead, and I will post a link to your channel in the chat, and in the description. Savage Lars channel, please sub to him. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's take a look at this.
What is going on, everybody? Phil here, making a video that once again I don't want to make. It's not a good situation. I love bringing you good news on pre-streaming, good news and vlogs, and good news and everything. And the bottom line is that recently, the past few months, things have been on the upward trend. You know, YouTube, even though it kind of stunk in the summer, things are getting better now for the fall. Twitch has been on the up and up. Twitch has actually been getting better and better with, you know, people showing up.
Okay, so Tevin and Theo and some of the other people have been talking about this. By the way, people, do we want to watch the chipmunk version or the normal version? I'll just give that a second. What was I gonna say again? Yeah, so people have been saying that he's making like 4 or 5K on Twitch now, in donations. Like, who knows how much actually? I mean, in terms of subs and bits, it's something like that. He makes like another, I don't know, like $1,500 a month on YouTube at least. Okay, so it's mixed. I will watch Savage Lars's for a bit. I posted a link to his channel in the chat. Go check it out. There we go, Savage Lars. I hope that's a good enough shout out for you. Okay, sorry, people are voting for the normal version. But, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so it looks like, so people are saying that, like, between YouTube and Twitch and Patreon and all the other stuff, Argent, you should do a Hangout. Yeah, I'll do one at some point. I've just been low agency lately. What was I saying? But, yeah, so it looks like he's making, like, 5, 6, 7 grand a month. This dude makes like more than twice as much money as I do. Just last time I did a Hangout, nobody came on, and I've just been too lazy. Maybe what we'll do is when I get back from my trip, we'll do a Hangout, because I have a bunch of games to give away. Oh yeah, I should just announce that. Sorry, I haven't streamed in a couple days. So I have a whole big pack of games I've been building up from Humble Bundle. So once we get to once I get back from Halloween, I should be at about 3,500 subs, and then we'll have a viewer hangout, and I'll give games away. I got a whole bunch of stuff to give out. There's enough prizes for everybody. I like doing giveaways; they're fun, and Humble Bundle is cheap enough that I can get a whole bunch of stuff for you guys at a pretty good rate. But yeah, so this dude makes like, I don't know, like 70, 80 grand a year in terms of in his income. And he gets to write off a ton of shit because he's a small business. I don't think there's state income tax in Washington. His living expenses should be basically nothing, but he has 2 internet lines for God knows what reason. If I was making the amount of money DSP was making, I could live in a nice 1-bedroom apartment. There's no reason I'd need more than a 1-bedroom apartment or a modest condo. I could be eating like normal meals. There's no reason to buy fancy meals. Like, you could really easily just go to, I don't know, the store. And this is, sorry, just part of DSP is this is how you don't live. Like, he complains about having to cook. When I used to live in, when I was in university and I was cooking for myself, what I do is a couple times a week, I'd make tortilla mix, or like a big thing of pasta and meat and veggies, or a big thing of salad, or a bunch of things like that. And you can make a whole bunch of stuff, and you can use it for a couple days in a row. Or if you don't want that, like pasta, like I said, pasta's easy to make. You could eat sandwiches for lunch. You want a balanced lunch? Every day, because I don't buy lunch because it's too expensive. So I take a ham and cheese, or like a turkey and cheese, and apple, and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to eat a balanced lunch. Yeah, just have a sandwich, a couple pieces of fruit, and maybe some carrot sticks. Like here is a simple dinner day. Sorry I'm bringing this on so much, but he talks about this a lot, and I think this is an important just lesson for the kids. For breakfast, there's nothing wrong. Just get a bowl of cereal, maybe some yogurt. Get like a whole grain cereal, like whole grain Cheerios or mini wheats or something. That's a good breakfast. I for myself like toast and hummus. Toast and hummus is a good breakfast too. Nice and cheap, easy, nutritious. Eat a sandwich and fruit for lunch. And you can make pasta or, yeah, stir fry. Stir fry, you can make it for a couple days. You can make a big bunch of it. Cooking a chicken breast doesn't take very long. I mean, cooking's not really that difficult. Even if you were just eating like frozen vegetables, there's nothing wrong with frozen vegetables. It's just, it shouldn't be a thing if he's poor. If you make your own food, you can save a lot of money. But I'm rambling. My point is just, if I was DSP, I could live an amazing life and still max out my TFSA and my RRSP. I could be buying so many ETFs. I could have so many savings, and it would just grow so quickly if I was making his kind of money. The fact that this dude has the income he does should have basically no living expenses. Because, I mean, think about it. Like, for me, I have to pay, let me see here, $18 a day times 5. I have to pay about $90 a week to commute to my job. Okay, sorry. A TFSA is something we have in Canada where you can put 5,000. You have a special type of savings account that the government lets you put $5,000 a year into your tax-free savings account, and any capital gains you don't pay capital gains tax in it. So, and you can put money into it at any time. So it's been, I don't know, like X number of years since it's been around. It's been X number of years since I've been working. So my contribution room is what, like 40K. So if I put 40K in that account, and you can have it in anything. You can have it in stocks. You can have it in bonds. You can have it in cash. You can have it. I have mine in exchange traded funds. And any money that's made in there is tax-free. I've already paid income taxes on it. If that were to double tomorrow and I took it out, I would not pay any taxes on it. That's an important tip. For those of you who live in Canada, I always recommend, as soon as you can start saving money, well, obviously pay off your debt first, but invest early, invest often. But my point is just, this guy should have such huge cash surpluses. Like, if DSP had have invested all the money he made over the last 10 years in exchange-traded funds and rental property, he could have gotten property management companies. This guy should be set for life, but he isn't.
False copyright strikes, being doxxed, being DDoS attacked, being swatted, being having all kinds of personal shit done to me that I don't really even talk about all the time. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, I made a Twitter post, a twit longer, about, you know, the real reason why over 2 years ago I didn't attend a wedding. People couldn't believe it, and they're like, well, why did Phil withhold that information? The bottom line is, I do things for a reason, okay? I do. I share with you as much as I can when I can, but there's a lot of stuff that, honestly, over the years, I have to hold back for the betterment of everyone around me. I know that if I'm fully transparent on everything in my entire life, that people can use that against me. And I know that, wow, do I know that way more now than I...
Well, then, why do you tell us okay, so, here's the thing. He's like... Yeah, I like the rambling. Thank you, Super360. Just some of the stuff when I bring that up a fair amount is just a lot of people who watch me are pretty young. And I'm just trying to give people some advice. Like, I'm not a genius or anything, but I don't have any debt, and I have a decent career. It's a lot of people have just never been taught any of this stuff by their parents or by their school. So, also, like I said, part of why DSP is interesting is to try to teach people, this is how you don't live your life. But, yeah, no, but the thing is, like, if this is true what he's saying, okay, let's take him at his face value. I don't want to do these anymore because people use this stuff against me. And yet you're making a video saying, I'm going to lose my house, guys. There's all this shit, but I can't tell you anything about it. If I told you the truth, it would be really bad for me. But all this stuff, like, it doesn't make any sense.
I ever knew before, let me tell you, because, you know, back then when I started on YouTube, I was very naive, and, you know, sharing everything, all my personal shit, my girlfriend, everything, just share everything. And look how a lot of that shit kind of over the years blew up in my face, right? People using that against me for malicious purposes or whatever. And even with the recent announcement that one of the major groups that always hounded me and got into my personal shit and everything is disbanded, still, it seems like...
Yeah, Adam K says, guilt-tripping fans while living in a mansion is pathetic. Every time he says, I need money to pay my 2 mortgages, I just cringe. Because, like, who the hell even has 2 mortgages? Like, the only people I know who have 2 mortgages are people who mortgages. The people I know have 2 mortgages or more mortgages is because the second property is a rental unit, and the rent people pay covers the mortgage. Which, like I said, if and I'm just going to go over this again just because I think it's an interesting, because a lot of people know about this. If you own a second property, there are things called property management companies. So you might be going, well, I want to buy a piece of property, I don't know, in some depressed part of the country, maybe in Detroit, maybe in Boston, Philadelphia, somewhere. But I live on the other side of the country, so I can't go there if there's like a broken tap or something. So what you do is you go there and you buy a property and you hire a property management company. They'll deal with upkeep. They'll deal with finding tenants, collecting the rent from you. If there's a problem in the middle of the night, they will deal with it. So all that stuff will happen, and they charge a fee of like 10-20% or something, but it's able to let's see, Savage Lars says, my parents own a summer house in South Carolina. They have a property management company. Exactly, it's pretty common. DSP owns a condo in Connecticut. He should be able to rent that out. Like, it should not be a thing. It should either be a net surplus or even.
Like, you know, it's never going to go away. It's not. It's never going to go away. And, you know, we're to a point where I know that constantly in my life there's going to be a negative element. I was hoping that because of this announcement of this group disbanding, that things were actually going to get better for me. And in a lot of ways, it seems like they were. I wasn't getting that kind of systematic harassment for the last week or two at least. And it seemed like a lot of people were now positive about me and my stuff, right? And they're like, wow, you know, Phil was right all along with a lot of the stuff that he was saying or accused people of doing. They were actually doing it. And, you know, a lot of people are checking out my streams who maybe never did before because now they believe me and stuff like that. So all this being said, all this good stuff is going on, folks. Today, sadly, I got, you know, pretty much...
Eve, yes, he owns a condo in Connecticut and a big house in Seattle. So yeah, so I was asked, why does he do these? Why does he do like a super long video like this? Why does he? It's because if you think about it, and this is why I kind of almost feel sorry for him. When does DSP have any interaction with another human being? He sits in his house all day. As far as I know, he doesn't have any friends. There's nothing wrong with having online friends, but no, he doesn't. Like, he doesn't have any like friends that he talks to. Like, I have friends IRL, and some of them just don't live in Toronto because they have to go to school or something. But like, I have real friends. We know each other's identities, and I talk to them all the time. I talk to them on TeamSpeak, on Facebook, etc. I go into work, I talk to people there. I go out to buy things or whatever. I see my family. And even if you're a very introverted person, I interact with you guys. And even if you're a really introverted person, if you have no interaction with other people, it starts to go crazy. The reason he does these is because he doesn't have anybody to talk to. Like, he doesn't talk to the people in his chat. Like, he just asks for money from them. He doesn't interact with them. He doesn't like know about them. Like, he doesn't have any real conversation with anybody. And it's depressing, and I think that's a large reason why this guy looks so much older than he is, and why he's so depressed. And the other sad thing is he has fans. He has people who like him who would talk to him. Like, if this guy would commit to going on TeamSpeak or Skype and talking to people for an hour a day, I guarantee you he would get a lot healthier. But yeah, this is taking a while, but I think this is important points to get across.
News that's devastating if something happens. Let me put it that way. And just so everyone else, this is not a threat to my YouTube channels. This is not a threat to my Twitch. It's nothing like that at all. You know, I'm not getting sued, nothing like that. but it's something that I can't fully tell you about. And that's what kills me the most right now, is because there's something negatively affecting me really deeply, and I can't tell you about it. I could dance around the subject, but I can't give you details. What happened today was, as I was streaming, I finished my gameplay stream, and then I got a notice, and I was like, what is this? And basically, it made, I'm not even kidding you, this has happened twice in my life, where in the pit of my stomach, it feels empty. It feels like pain, like emptiness, like I'm sick, like I'm gonna vomit, okay? It happened once when I got the notice, when I looked at YouTube, and it said that all my ad revenue had plummeted, and I wasn't getting any help from anyone about it, and I thought I was gonna go out of business. That was number one. And it happened again today, okay? To the point where it's like, at this point in my life...
Okay, this is the most bullshit I've ever seen in, like, my lifetime. Well, not my lifetime. This is such bullshit as far as DSP goes. Okay, so there's 2 times in his life where he felt total despair. One time was when YouTube ad revenue dropped. It wasn't when the false copyright strikes destroyed his channel, which seems a lot worse than this or the ad revenue situation. Remember that little incident like 6 months ago where he said his girlfriend was going to die when he was trying to get sympathy money? And he's like, I went to the hospital, man. My girlfriend was going to die. So getting a call that my girlfriend's been taken to the hospital in the ambulance and like she's in trouble, that was not like a moment of despair or sorrow for him. When Pandalay left him, that was not a moment of despair or sorrow. Him losing ad revenue and this is and this, whatever this is, but he can't tell us.
I'm just, I don't know how I'm going to keep dealing with this shit moving forward. Like, it seems like every 6 months, some crazy ass, stupid, fucking, out of my control bullshit happens.
No, literally every time it's his fault. Okay, the only time it wasn't his fault, okay, the false copyright strikes was bullshit. I've said that this whole time. That was like a sociopathic thing to do. That was just a really... that was a really shitty thing to do. And I've always... I don't know, as I've said, if DSP was to have doxed that guy who did the false copyright strikes, I don't support doxing, but I would have understood it. It's just, that was like a really shitty thing to do. If DSP could have sued that guy, he should have. So there's that aspect to it. Then there's... I don't know. It's just, none of this makes any sense.
That screws my life up.
And then the ad revenue wasn't really his fault, but a lot of this is just...
Yeah. You know, 6 months ago, it was February, March, right? It was the whole YouTube ad revenue apocalypse, and me taking months to figure out what I was going to do on how to keep doing this for a living and keep my house and keep everything going the way it was. And I do want to say thank you to all of you who were incredibly supportive, who've been coming out and everything. And everything's been good, right? In that regard. And... and you know, I was feeling very positive. Everything's positive. You know, the weather just turned. It's cool here in Washington State. That's a good thing, right? My health is getting better. My throat's getting...
But he complains about his throat the whole time, and his girlfriend left him. His full-time girlfriend.
Better, as you can hear as I'm talking here. Everything's been positive, and then
Everything.
This happens today. And by the way, let me say this. This is something that I don't...
Everything's been positive. All the begging videos for the last couple months, the videos about debt, the videos about how he has to pay his bills, all positive.
I don't know if I can talk about it or not. All right. Well,
I don't know if I can talk about it or not, so I'm just going to... I don't know if I'm going to talk about it or not, but I'm going to make a video talking about it.
Let me put it this way. I know I can talk about it, I just don't know if it's going to make sense to. That's what I should say. And therefore, I'm not going to. I can't give you definitive details on what's going on with me. What I can tell you is why it affected me so deeply that I got sick to my stomach. I was frantically doing stuff for about an hour and a half after my stream. I barely could eat dinner at all, and I was already so behind. By the time I ate dinner, it was already going to be after 8 o'clock, so I canceled my second stream today. And I'll be honest with everyone, the best thing for me to do in this situation is just to move forward positively and keep doing what I'm doing, because things are on the up and up. Things are going good. Like I said, with Twitch and with YouTube, things are doing good right now, and I want to keep that up. The daily time that I share with you guys on stream and in my videos is some of the most positive time that I have in my life right now. I've got to focus on that, and I've got to keep it going. We got a great game coming out tomorrow and everything. But guys, I'm in a situation right now where, I mean, I'm being real with you. This could be a situation that's like worst case scenario, meaning I might have to sell my house and move. And if I move, I don't know where I would move. Obviously, I would want to move somewhere else here in the state of Washington, and maybe get an apartment or something that's cheaper.
Okay, guys, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what's going to go on. I can't tell you anything. It's the worst case scenario, guys. It's the worst thing that could happen.
Than this house. But basically, I'm in a pickle right now to the point where, like, it's not 100% guaranteed yet. Let me put it that way, too. I don't want people to say doom and gloom, oh my god, it's all over. It's not yet. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in a situation where there's a potential that things could go horribly wrong, and I might have to sell my house and get out of here. Even though things have been going good, it still might happen. All right? That being said, it sucks because what's going on has nothing whatsoever to do with you. It has nothing whatsoever to do with me. There's been no wrongdoing on your behalf, on my behalf, nothing. It should...
Nothing to do with him. Nothing whatsoever to do with him. Just a note on ad block. Okay, I use pop-up blocker in like a couple things, but if it's I don't block like normal ads on websites, I guess is the way I put it. Like YouTube ads I don't block. Ads on like news sites and that, I mean, that's how people make money. But yeah, like it has nothing to do with him. Like it's somehow things are just gonna happen. They're just happening.
Just something that's happened, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like,
just,
on top of
just
all the other shit that I've been through over the years, now this too. It's like every possible fucking negative thing that could possibly happen, it has happened to me. It's like, what's the story in the Bible? Now, by the way, I'm not a super religious person or anything like that, and I think a lot of people who watch my videos know that, but I grew up Roman Catholic. There's a story, was it Job or Jonah? Who was it? I think it was the story of Jonah, who like he had a life, his whole life was screwed up, and then he got eaten by a whale or something, and it was just like, you know, Lord, how could you do so many negative things to me? What did I have?
DSP tries it, bugged Bible mechanics. Well, there's two separate stories. There's the story of Jonah, and there's the story of Job. Jonah was when he got swallowed by the whale. The story of Job is actually one of the more interesting parts of the Bible. It's an example of wisdom literature. Wisdom literature was a genre where it was kind of where they were trying to, I'm trying to just think of how to describe it, where they tried to explore a lot of metaphysical and moral issues in more philosophical depth. Like if you've ever read the book of Ecclesiastes, it's interesting in the Bible because it's entirely a philosophical stream of consciousness. It's not really a story or anything, or because most of the Bible is kind of told in narrative form, even the prophecies. There's like a character who's telling a story, whereas Ecclesiastes is just a philosophical treatise. But anyways, what was I thinking again? Right, so yeah, so the story of Job was basically the devil bet God that Job only loved God because of all the great blessing in his life, because Job was a righteous man, and the ancient Jews believed that your life went good if you were pious. So your piety and your life situation were the same thing. And the devil's like, Job only loves you, God, because he's wealthy. So God just takes away everything from Job and basically leaves him, or leaves him in the ditch with like boils all over his body. And at the end, Job just yells at God and just says, how can you do this all to me? And basically what the kind of the message was is, sorry, my train of thought is crashing. I'm thinking about the whale and Jonah. Is Job just questions God, and then God says, I'm there when the little bear is crying for its mother. I'm there when, and he just goes through all these different tragedies throughout the world. When the fly falls into the ointment, I'm there when the bigger fish eats the smaller fish, when the mother's abandoned by the father. And basically he just talks about all the things he's responsible for and just kind of appeals to how complex the universe is to explain why Job can't understand his situation. And kind of the point of the book of Job isn't really to answer the question. It's to say, to a certain extent, there's always going to be a lack of human understanding to the problem of evil and why good things happen to bad people. It's not really trying to duck the issue. It's not trying to provide an unsatisfactory answer. It's just trying to say, to a certain extent, it is mysterious, that it's not really something we can ever answer definitively. So, yeah, sorry about that. That's basically how I understand it. How that relates to DSP, I don't know.
Ever ask, or how did I ever ask for this? And I guess the answer that he got back was basically, it's a test or something. And, you know, I don't know. I don't really remember the story, but I feel like...
I don't really remember the story. I don't really know, but, yeah.
That person who's now been, like, every possible fucking thing thrown against me, right, over the years, that could negatively be against me to the point where it's like, I mean...
Every single negative thing. He doesn't have diabetes. He lives in a big house. Let's see. It's a philosophical attempt at reasoning with causality and a subjective system of good and evil. Yeah, okay. That sounds fairly accurate. But, like the dude has 2 houses. He's fat. He has gout from eating too much rich food. He used to have a girlfriend who was 10 years younger than him. DSP's life is not tragic. I mean, it's sad, but it's almost entirely self-inflicted.
I don't know. You know, I can't...
This is like the fakest crying I've ever seen.
Even fathom things, you know, that could happen to me that are like not the negative thing. You know what I mean? What's the next big negative thing? I can't even think of one anymore.
Can't even.
That's how beaten I feel. I feel like I'm punch drunk, beaten up. I talked about this 6 months ago too, when this was going on with YouTube ad revenue and everything. I do. I really do at this point. And again, not you, not me. Things out of my control that just keep happening, and I feel punch drunk, dizzy to the point where it's like, I don't know what to do, you know? The only reason I'm making this video is to let you know it's something serious that's going on. I can't disclose, or I don't think I should disclose any more than that about it at this point. Maybe in the future I will. Once I finally get a grasp on the whole situation, this is just a preliminary thing that happened today, and if I get a grasp on the entire situation and I actually have more information to share with you and stuff like that, I will. But at this point, especially with what people have done with my personal information in the past, I don't feel like I should be sharing any more than just this initial letting you know something is wrong. And that's why I canceled my second stream. And honestly, folks, I'm going to do my best. I pledge to you that during this hardcore gaming season, this busy season when everything is going on, I'm going to do my best to every day be positive with you guys and try to have fun with game. But you have to understand that in the back of my head, there's going to be this lingering thing. All right, that's going to be on my back. And the other thing you got to realize, I'm on my own now. All right, I don't have someone physically here to support me or anything anymore. I'm on my own, like it used to be back in the day before I ever moved out here to Washington. And even though I'm used to it, it's rough, man, because it was good having that support system for me. And now, because of the way my life has panned out, because of a lot of circumstances and a lot of fucking people doing nasty shit to me, look where I am now. You know, it's tough. It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie at all. It's very challenging right now to keep doing what I'm doing and stay positive. You know, and I'll say this. I said it before. I think people get over it. I had a history of depression in my past, and I got over it. Not to say that it ever goes away, because depression. For those, this is the thing people don't understand about depression. Okay, it never goes away. You'll always have. If you really get deep depression, it will never go away. It will always be there. That little voice in your head saying that you're not good enough, saying that you're a bad person, saying that you're an awful person and you don't deserve good things and you don't deserve anything. And, you know, to the extreme extent with some people, go kill yourself, which is the absolute worst it could get, right? You know, it's very hard for me. I'm fighting right now because of all the shit in the news and stuff that I got. It's like, I'm fighting.
So hard, guys. Playing video games 6 hours a day, having people give me $300 on a stream, getting up at 11 p.m. a.m. Do you know how hard it is? You know how hard it is? How many people give me money? Just sitting there playing video games all day, every day. But I know there are people who have to commute like an hour and a half to their job either way. I know there's people who work like 50, 60 hours a week, but I have to play video games 6 hours a day. and have stream chat kiss my ass. It's so hard.
Fighting to stay
so
positive for you
hard.
guys. I am, and I want to. All right. What I would ask for you guys. All right. I'm not asking you honestly for anything financial.
Yeah. Okay. This is so sleazy.
I'm not asking for it. Not to say that shit wouldn't help, but I'm not. I can't anymore because you guys are giving so much. You guys are coming to streams, and I see you tipping, subbing, and pledging, and I see you coming to YouTube and watching the videos, and you see you guys doing everything you do. You know, to the point where I can't ask you anymore. You know what I mean? You want to know how all this could be fixed? If I win the fucking lotto overnight, then all my, all right, not.
Literally, Elliot Rogers. Literally, if you've seen my Elliot Rogers streams, Elliot Rogers is like the only way my life could be fixed is if I would won the lottery.
Every problem, because there's still things that can't be fixed. You know, can't guarantee health and stuff if you win the lotto, but.
Well, you kind of can, mostly.
It's just to the point where, like, I don't even know what else I'm supposed to do. A reasonable human to be put up with as much adversity as I've now faced since I've done this YouTube thing. I don't know, man. And again, I'm doing my best. I'm going to try to stay positive for you guys every day. I'm going to try to be here on stream, but please understand if I get mad or upset or angry or whatever, and if I lash out at someone, I apologize in advance because it's not me being angry with you. It's me being angry at my fucking life situation right now. I don't want to lose everything, guys. I work my ass off. And you may say, Phil just sits around and plays games. You're right. That's at the essence of you describe what I do. I sit around and I play video games, but it's work. To come here every day, even some days when I feel like shit, and days when maybe I'm playing a game I don't particularly like, or in particular, maybe a day when I know for a fact it's going to be at 95 degrees in my office, even with the air conditioner blasting during the summer months, which is why I toughed through this whole summer. It's work to be here every day for you on stream.
Oh my god, he's literally saying how his working conditions are bad. Well, you decide, like, this dude built his house a certain way. Like, I don't get it. It's, you know what? It's one of the reasons I love It Is What It Is, Nothing I Can Do But I Digress, is because it's so true. It's so true. Like, he's just like, oh, there's nothing I can do to fix my office up. Like, I remember in his, the video he did where he talked about how he never cleans his office and he complains about his allergies. Dude, clean your fucking office. Get an air filter. Get an air filter, clean your office, vacuum the floor. Your allergies will get better. Trust me. He doesn't want to, solve any of his problems. None of these things should be a thing.
And, you know, it was a lot of work to adjust my method from a YouTube-only style to a streaming-only style, and all I'm getting is positive feedback about how good things have been, and people are saying I'm rejuvenated now, and it's looking better for me than ever before. Like, my videos and my playthroughs are more entertaining than they've been in the past 3 years because I feel rejuvenated again, and I do. And even with all the shit, I mean, seriously, even with all getting past the YouTube ad revenue stuff and my breakup with my ex-girlfriend and all that shit, I really felt that I was on a positive...
By the way, isn't his love seat the shittiest thing ever? Someone with a bad back shouldn't be sitting in that. Like, why can't he just have a computer chair, like one with, like, good back support? I bet you that would help his back a lot. Get a computer chair, get some sort of chair where it, that provides some back support. Stop sitting at that disgusting dust. Like, it looks gross. I wouldn't want to sit on that.
And it was looking, I mean, was I in the clear right now for keeping my house and everything here? No, of course not. But it was looking positive, at least for the next few months into next year. It was looking like this hardcore gaming season is going to be great no matter what. I'm going to make a ton of money, hopefully, if I stick to my guns. And I'm going to be able to keep the house and everything. And now I don't know. And that's the worst part. Uncertainty is the worst feeling on the planet. Knowing that I have worked my ass off, I've done everything right in my power, and that is, I want to clear everything. It's a situation where I've done everything right. I have not done a damn thing wrong whatsoever.
Nothing.
Yet it looks like I may end up in
nothing.
A ton of financial trouble.
He's never done anything wrong. Done nothing wrong in his life.
I'm sure there'll be rampant speculation about what it is, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to allude to the truth. You can guess, but I'm not going to tell you what's really going on. And I'm in a situation where I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, even if I work my ass off and I do well, I can still, it seems like somehow life is finding a way around my hard work to fuck me. I'm not even kidding, I need to win like the lotto. I don't know what else to do. I can't work any harder. If I work any harder than I'm working right now, I will be physically affected, physically ill. To the point now...
if I work more than like 6 hours a day, guys, it's. And here's the thing, like when we're in the hardcore gaming season. Okay, so this is the time of year where Phil and most YouTubers, myself included, make like 60-70% of our money for this year because ads are like 5-6 times more profitable than they are normally. So basic business logic would suggest, okay, you just suck it up, get a bunch of energy drinks, work your ass off for these 3 months. If you're going to have to stream 8, 9, 10 hours a day, just do it. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have a couple difficult months of working 60-hour weeks. But you're going to make a ton of cash. And you know what? You can take half of January off. Once it's done, once the hardcore gaming season's over, just take a couple weeks off and just sleep. That's how most businesses work. You got a couple months of the year that are crazy, and people just go through that on adrenaline, etc.
Now I'm still not on a consistently good sleep schedule since everything that happened earlier this year with my breakup and everything. I'm still not on a consistently good sleep schedule. I'm sure you guys have seen bags under my eyes. Some people said, Phil, looks like you gained weight. I did. I gained like 5 to 10 pounds.
Yep.
Because I used to be in a routine where I would be able to work my ass off, and then meals would be nicely prepared, healthy meals for me in between and stuff. And it's not like that anymore. Now it's like I stream, and immediately after stream, I have to whip something up quickly within an hour to 2 hours. People don't realize that usually I only have about an hour because it takes me about a half hour, if not longer, to get videos queuing.
I only have about an hour to make food. Only about an hour to make food.
Here to upload before I even get to work on dinner or whatever. The only things you can make quick are unhealthy for you. Oh, TV dinner, yeah.
The only things you can make quick are unhealthy for you. Okay, you know frozen vegetables? The stuff you get that comes in the plastic bags? The stuff like peas, corns, carrots, green beans? That stuff is healthy. People think it's not healthy. I've looked it up once. It's actually in some ways healthier than the vegetables you get at the market because they freeze the vegetables when they're ripe. So yeah, so they pick the vegetables when they're ripe, they freeze them. I don't think they really even lose much nutrients. So like when I was in university and I wanted some veggies, I just went and would pour myself a bowl of that. You can get like frozen green beans. You just heat it up. There's lots of things you can easily make.
I pop that in. It's terrible for you, awful, So I'm trying to balance my lifestyle here, but it's tough. It really has. I cannot work any harder, work longer as one person. I can't do it. I'm now to my physical limits where I know I can't. I'm to the point where you saw how bad it was all summer with my throat and everything, and now finally I'm starting to get better because the weather turned. I can't go any harder. I don't know what else to do. Get a job. It's not that simple. Even right now at this point, the things that are coming together, it's not that simple. Even if I went and got another job, it's not going to help anything. All right, it's to the point where it's stuff that I can't control and I can't help. And I know people are going to hypothesize about probably 3 in particular things that this could definitely be. I cannot tell you exactly what it is, and you won't find any information about it either because I never publicly talked about any of this stuff before, by the way. So you won't find anything about it. It's stuff that I've basically kept on the down low. And I really wish I could tell you everything, but I can't. I know it would be the bad choice to do that. Okay. I really am not asking anything extra from any of you at this point. I can't. I just wanted to let you know what's going on with me and let you know I'm going to try my damnedest to stay positive, to put out positive content for you on a daily basis. It's all I can do. I have to. At this point, I can't stop and just give up. I have to keep going. But it's looking like if things are going the way that they're going, I don't see how I can stay in this house. I'm going to need to sell the house to take care of things, and that's not good. I mean, I worked my ass off to get here. I put myself in a ton of debt to get here. And it's because of all the fucking people who've done nasty shit to me that I'm in the situation that I'm in right now. And that's matter of fact, folks. The reason that I'm in a bad situation now, financially in particular, is because of people doing nasty shit to me. If I never got false copyright strikes against DSP Gaming and all that shit, the channel still would probably have been just maybe declined a little bit, but no way would it have dipped away. Look, I'm going to be really, go ahead, because everyone loves to use it, Social Blade. Go look at Social Blade and go take a look at the month when I got the false copyright strikes. The channel was in jeopardy of being shut down, and I was advised by YouTube staff to delete the videos that had fan art in them. You will see that my channel went like this because I had to delete those videos. It came back up the next next month with positive views, but then it just went like this because I was from then on, I was out of YouTube search and YouTube algorithms and everything. And you're talking to someone who worked their ass off to get where I was.
He worked his ass off.
Who got fucked by a bunch of kids. You know, and I've never been able to recover since then. Things have just gotten worse. It's a big landslide of negative stuff that's happened since then because of that, because of those false copyright strikes that I can never recover from. I don't know what else to say or do. That's the truth of the matter. Those
so making shitty content
put me single-handedly in the financial situation that I'm in now, because if they never happened, I would have been making enough money to easily pay off all of my financial obligations and not have a problem with anything going on with my finances right now. I wouldn't have to be on stream and on videos begging you guys for help during bad times when things are tight. Never. I never would have been in that bad of a financial situation if it weren't for those direct actions from a bunch of fucking assholes, from a group that planned it out step by fucking step to do it again to me. And now I don't know if I will ever, at this point, especially with what I'm getting notice of today, I don't know if I'll ever get back to financially or healthy either. Because look at me, you know, people notice I'm, like I said, I gained weight, I'm not sleeping, you know, and how can I get healthy when every time there's positive shit happening, something negative comes to fuck it all up again, right? How can I? How can I possibly? I mean, I'll be honest with everyone. There's other positive things in my life right now too that are really nice, that are good things to have going on. I don't share anyone. I don't share this information with anyone because,
some positive stuff is happening, guys. I can't talk about that. What was the point? Why did he make a half-hour long video about this super bad stuff? You know what this is? And this is the first time I saw this, I realized how sleazy that this is. What he's doing is, this is like an indirect way of begging for money. So he knows if he just begs for money, if he just begs for money, he knows people are going to tell him to fuck off. So what he's going to do is he's going to make this video. He's going to be like, look guys, I'm not gonna, I'm not begging for money because you guys are the best. I'm not gonna beg for money, but if I won the lottery, if I got a bunch of money, it would fix all my problems. No, I'm not going to beg for money. But if I had money, no, I'm not going to beg for it because it's just...
I know that it would, again, sharing that kind of personal... I learned my lesson, let's put it that way. From, you know, other things that I shared over the years, personal stuff, there's no way that I could share that stuff with you guys anymore because of what happened. So there is a lot of positivity going on behind the scenes. The problem is, all the work that I put into this entity, it's not a business. It's because it's not. I don't own a business.
It's not a business. He's been calling it a business for years, though. And I guess that's why a lot of people think it was the IRS, because now he's saying it's not a business.
Legally own a business anywhere. Being self-employed, this self-employment legacy of me having a YouTube channel that people go to watch this certain style of gameplay every day, and now to have a Twitch channel that people come to every day for a positive experience and see me have fun or rage or whatever it might be at the latest game, and to have this cool interaction with me every single day on stream. I love it, and you know, it's that stuff's positive, and there's other stuff that's positive behind the scenes, but the fact that I might lose my fucking house over something that I have nothing whatsoever control over.
Nothing, no control over. No control over whatsoever.
What to do with. That's the worst feeling. Because, you know, there's things in my career, I guess that's what you could call it. It wasn't a business, it was a career. In my career, you could say, well, Phil, you fucked up here, and you fucked up here, and you fucked up here, and that's what, you know, you said this, and that pissed off people, and this person you banned, and that person became a sociopath who stalked you, and that's why they did those nasty things to you. You know, when you get in a situation when you did definitively nothing wrong, and I could still be fucked and lose this house, that's when it's like...
Jeddah, you have to understand, he does this for an hour every day. He has a pre-stream every day that's literally like 40 minutes to an hour of him just rambling about shit.
I don't know, guys. You know? Now, I don't think it's going to be anything that happens quickly. Hopefully. Oh my god. A million times fucking hammer on wood here. Hammer on wood. Knock on wood. Can you tell I'm disheveled? But, hopefully... You know, this is something that if I do end up in a situation where I have to leave, I have time to transition out. I have enough time to sell the house and make, you know, do what I need to do and get out of here. You know, absolute worst case scenario, if I move back to Connecticut, I mean, I don't know, man. Imagine if I had to move back to Connecticut to the condo and I would go right back to the bad situation I was in, where constant bad health because I have to shovel snow and deal with bad weather and everything, which I can't do with my back. I wouldn't have my office anymore. I'd lose all the audio quality and the quality of everything that I've had since I moved here, all the improvements, right, that I was able to do, the fact that I have a dedicated office and I could do this 24/7 and I could, you know, yell and scream and everything and do it, and I couldn't do it in Connecticut to some extent, sure, but, you know, that place that I have, that condo in Connecticut is shitty. The internet's shitty. You know, it's bad for my health. Taxes, oh my god, state tax in Connecticut is out the wazoo. I'd have to pay state tax in Connecticut again, which would be very fucking bad. And just the fact that selling the house is not easy. You know, I might have to have this house on the market for a few months, and then I gotta find a way to sell all the shit in it, because all the shit in this house cannot be moved across the country and you know, fit in my place in Connecticut. That's not gonna happen. Ideally, I'd like to get an apartment out here, but again, can I even afford that? I don't know. This really sucks. This is a situation where, you know,
I can't tell you anything.
Too bad I don't have one of those oil barons, you know? Abu Dhabi oil baron guy who watches my content. He's one of those silent majority people, and he's like, what the fuck, again, Phil's fuck here. I'm just going to finance this guy to let him do his work and be happy with his fucking life. You know, too bad, or again, too bad I didn't hit the lotto or something, you know? I don't know. And I don't have any wealthy relatives or anything like that I can fall back on. Some other things. Some people say, why'd you borrow money from your relative? I don't. You know, I've always been a self-made dude. You know, very rarely can I ever appeal to anyone for that kind of help in any way, shape, or form. There have been a few times when my parents have been able to help here or there, but they're not rich, you know? They're not. Help here or there, but they're not rich, you know? They're not. And, you know, it just gets to the point where, and again, get a job. If I got a job right now, it wouldn't help anything. Wouldn't. That's the situation I'm in. So, I don't know, man, you know, and I don't like sharing this negative shit with you, but the fact that it affected me so negatively today, and I had to cancel a stream, and everyone's speculating what the hell happened, and the fact that it may negatively affect my attitude moving forward, which I don't want it to, and I'm going to do my damnedest to not let it affect me. What I need to do somehow is lock this fucking piece away, this knowledge away, while I stream, so that I can be basically focused and happy on what I'm doing, and not have this lingering feeling that I may lose my house, I may lose my house, I may lose my house, for something that I have nothing to do with. Alright, folks, I don't really know what else to say in this video. I'm sorry that I can't share more information. Like I said, I just know it would be spun even worse against me in a way, but thank you.
Then why did you make this video?
For your overwhelming support that I've received over the years. You know, I don't even know what else to say or do. I just want to let you know that's what's going on. I will do my damnedest, all right, to put out good content for you moving forward. And we'll see what happens. If and when I can share more details on this negative thing that's going on with me, I will try. I cannot right now. When I get more information, maybe I'll be able to. But right now, and again, there may be a situation where maybe I won't be able to work as much and stuff moving forward. We'll see. I can't definitively tell you everything. It's because the thing for me that's killing me. I've always been transparent. I've always been the guy that's been able to.
No, you haven't. You lie about everything, literally everything.
I tell you almost everything, and when I have situations where I can't, that's what gets me. You know, and I can't right now, okay? So, again, nothing to do with YouTube, nothing to do with Twitch. Don't worry, all the things, nothing's in jeopardy. Everything's good. It's just a point where I know I'm gonna have negative shit hanging on me, like a depression, like I've had in the past. I've had, like I said, not everyone I was on YouTube.
I just want to show you what his views are like nowadays. Okay, look at how many views he. Okay, look at this. 18 hours ago, 199 views. He literally gets less views than I do. And you'd be like, well, Argent, that's not really a good comparison. That's not really good for you. Yeah, but I have like 30 times. I have like a 30th of his subs. Actually, more. I don't know. It's like 50. I don't know. I can't do math tonight. But if you look at look, his one day ago, look at this. 143 views. Let me see what I got on something I posted yesterday. Let's look at something I posted a day ago. Okay. So yesterday I posted my Canadian political spectrum video. Okay, so that got 323 views. So I got like the same number of views on one of his videos, and I have 3,500 viewers, subs, and he has 180,000. And then my My Little Pony joke video has like 600 views. Okay, so these three combined have like 1,100 views, and So I often, like, and I'm not trying to brag, I'm just trying to make a point here. Like, how little people give a shit. Look at this. 323. 400. He gets no views on YouTube anymore. Yeah, I got into it. This is how you don't play. This is how you don't play Ride to Hell Redemption. Or whatever the hell it's called. Okay, so we looked at that. Let's look. I think there's some of this. He talks a bit more about this in last week's weekend preview.
Whoa. It's wild because... What's up, everybody? This is a wild weekend preview for me, folks. Hello and welcome to the weekend preview, by the way. Because I've got my new setup over here because one of my computer monitors actually died this last week. Well, it didn't die, but it was dying. Like, it wouldn't turn on easily. I had to fuck with it for like 5 to 10 minutes every day to get it to turn on fully. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. I need a setup that works. So I actually brought a television that I had in my bedroom ever since I moved here years and years ago that I never use, which is significantly bigger than my computer monitors in here. And it's as my second monitor, and it's huge. Like, the TV is much bigger for me to see, like, the weekend preview. And it's like, whoa, I look so big on there because, you know, I'm not a little webcam in the corner like I do for my gameplay streams. Here, I'm giant for the weekend preview, right? So anyway, it took me back here for a second.
Okay, I just looked at it. You can get a 22-inch LED monitor for $100 Canadian with free shipping on eBay. So, yeah, I don't know.
Welcome to the weekend preview, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Phil, obviously. Today is Sunday, September 24th, 2017. Although the day's almost over for me. It's already past 8 p.m. as I'm filming this. We got a big week coming up. We got a lot of stuff coming up, new stuff, continuing stuff, finishing stuff. This is the final week before I take some time off. Next week, I will be taking some significant time off. I'll talk about that in a moment after I talk about this week's schedule. There's a lot to talk about. You know, Patreon is running out for this month, this week, so we'll talk about that in a moment. The one thing I want to get out of the way before I start up here. About a week ago, a little less than a week ago, it was Monday night of last week, I put out a video here on the King of Hate Vlogs basically stating that things at this point are looking pretty risky, meaning it looks like I may end up having some really bad news and everything going on behind the scenes that I can't really talk about, that I may end up being in a really bad financial situation. I may end up losing my house. There's a lot going on. The thing is, I don't really want to discuss too much about it because it's something that's happening right now behind the scenes of everything. And it's something that really, honestly, you guys don't really need to know about, but I wanted to get it out there to get it off my chest because really it was bothering me so badly when this kind of happened last week. And I wanted to let everyone know this past week, you know, if you saw that I ended up being, you know, pretty either negative or you know, whatever this last week, that it was probably because of that. And honestly, I'll be honest with everyone. I don't think there could have been a better week for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite to release because I was able to...
I just have something to say. There we go. That's what I have to say to DSP.
In all of my anger towards that game. Not to say that it wasn't well-deserved. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a terrible game. For a competitive fighter, it is bad. It is just fucking so bad. It's so broken. The whole game is just fucking dashing combo span and doing safe moves instead of actually having any kind of like fundamental knowledge of fighting games. Most people who are playing this game and winning are people who actually aren't using any strategies that are for any kind of significant fighting game knowledge. It's just, oh, I learned this really abusable, insanely long combo, dash forward and do the hit string, tag out, dash forward and do the hit string, tag out, dash forward and do the hit string. Or the other things people do is they throw up a just slow projectile, then they dash forward, do the hit string, and there's nothing you can do about it. The whole game is that pretty much. Now, I have picked a team in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that's much different. Slow moving, doesn't have these giant combos, more based off of reactionary gameplay and skill rather than just dash into a pattern. Because that's how I enjoy the game. If I were to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and play it as a game, that was just a dashing pattern game, I would have zero fun, and I would probably never play it again. And that's just real talk, because a lot of people this week have said, Phil's complaining about the game all week, why doesn't he just play it with the abusable shit like everyone else is doing online? And my answer is because then I wouldn't want to ever play it. I would have zero fun, it wouldn't feel like any kind of a challenge, it would just be a pattern masher, and I would never play the game again because it's a piece of shit. So admittedly, as soon as I went online, my coverage of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has been some salty stuff this last week, and it was partially because I think the game sucks, and partially because of this stuff underlying going on behind the scenes. Now, do I have any updates? No, I don't. Not yet. In fact, I have a really important appointment tomorrow afternoon that I gotta make. And it's exactly when I would normally be streaming. It was kind of an emergency thing that I had to set up in order to basically start getting initial information on this situation that's going on behind the scenes. Okay, everybody? And listen, there's a lot of speculation. Some people said, is Phil's health? Is it Phil's financial situation? So some people were speculating that my house is going to get demoed. Some people were thinking that that it was an IRS audit, and I put up a shell corporation called DSP Enterprises, and the federal government caught me, and now I'm being audited for tens of thousands of dollars of back taxes. None of that's true. That's all wrong. Okay.
Oh, sorry, so, I had to stop out for a minute.
Games, most people who are playing this game and winning are people who actually aren't using any strategies that are for any kind of significant fighting game knowledge. It's just, oh, I learned this really abusable, insanely long combo, dash forward and do the hit string, tag out, dash forward and do the hit string, tag out, dash forward and do the hit string. Or the other things people do is they throw a slow projectile, then they dash forward, do the hit string, and there's nothing you can do about it. The whole game is that, pretty much. Now, I have picked a team in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite that's much different. Slow moving, doesn't have these giant combos, more based off of reactionary gameplay and skill rather than just dash into a pattern. Because that's how I enjoy the game. If I were to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and play it as a game that was just a dashing pattern game.
Like, he always says, oh, I know, like, the people do this cheap stuff. I'd like to see him try to do all the cheap stuff that he claims people do. That would be interesting.
I would have zero fun, and I would probably never play it again. And that's just real talk, because a lot of people this week have said, Phil's complaining about the game all week.
When was the last time Phil's had fun playing any video game? I don't know.
Then you just play it with the abusable shit like everyone else is doing online. And my answer is because then I wouldn't want to ever play it. I would have zero fun. It wouldn't feel like any kind of a challenge. It would just be a pattern masher, and I would never play the game again because it's a piece of shit. So admittedly, as soon as I went online, my coverage of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has been some salty stuff this last week, and it was partially because I think the game sucks, and partially because of this stuff underlying going on behind the scenes. Now, do I have any updates? No, I don't. Not yet. In fact, I have a really important appointment tomorrow afternoon that I gotta make. And it's exactly when I would normally be streaming. It was kind of an emergency thing that I had to set up.
Like, why does he have to just say, look, guys, something came up, I can't do it, I can't show up tomorrow? He has to make it dramatic. He has to go, look, guys, the worst things possible is happening. So I gotta go, I need money, guys. I need money to go to this appointment. All my money's going to my bills. I need you to give me some gas money so I can get to the appointment.
In order to basically start getting initial information on this situation that's going on behind the scenes. Okay, everybody? And listen, there's a lot of speculation. Some people said, is Phil's health? Is it Phil's financial situation? So some people were speculating that my house is going to get demoed. Some people were thinking that it was an IRS audit, and I put up a shell corporation called DSP Enterprises, and the federal government caught me, and now I'm being audited for tens of thousands of dollars of back taxes. None of that's true. That's all wrong, okay? So, you know, so many people hypothesizing all this stuff. That's really all wrong. It's a really unique situation that I may or may not be able to disclose more information about as it happens, right?
Well, first he said that he can talk about it, but he doesn't want to. Now he's saying, I just can't talk about it? Okay.
And now, initially, this is really the first time I'm going to be having some major kind of focus on it and try to figure stuff out with what's going on here, all right? I hope that everything goes right here. I'll knock on wood. I hope that everything goes good. And that even if there is some kind of a negative impact, that is not some kind of huge debilitating impact on myself, on my ability to do live streams every day.
I mean, like, he complains about people speculating. He made a fucking half-hour-long video. Okay, he made a half an hour long video talking about how the worst thing possible was happening. And then when people speculated about his half-hour long clickbait video, he got angry at them. And now he's making another video saying, look, guys, the worst shit's happening. I'm just going to mention it, keep mentioning it.
My ability to stay here. As you know, I've lived here for 3 years. My quality of my stuff has gone way the hell up ever since I moved out here. I mean, it's just the studio. It's a soundproofing studio now. This really is. It's an office/studio for my work. I do this a lot more professionally now than I used to. It's not me in an echoey, living room. I got a professional mic set up with, soundproofing foam. I got a much better capture set up because of the way this is set up here. Because it's a small office, I can have everything, up to snuff of how I need it. And if I were ever forced to sell this place and go to a smaller place, or, God forbid, worst case scenario, actually move back to the East Coast, back to where I started, a lot of the things, the improvements, that I put into the business slash whatever you want to call this, because technically it's not a business. I know that's another thing too, because I've been calling out that this thing is not a business. It's not a legally registered business, and a lot of people have been saying, oh, that's why I think Phil's getting tax audited. It's not. This isn't a legally registered business at all. It's just me being self-employed, making some ad revenue on my videos on YouTube, making some ad revenue on my streams, and you guys subbing and, you know, cheering, tipping, Patreon, you know, all that is my income, and it's not a registered business or anything like that. But whatever you want to call it, I put a ton of time, effort, blood.
Yeah, I know, like, I could be more professional. I could probably have some soundproofing. I could probably figure out how to use my mic better. I have a Blue Yeti that I use. I know I sometimes leave my fan on. To be fair, though, and I use this to excuse any of my laziness, like not putting video clips in, etc. This is just something I do for fun and to make a little money on the side. It's not a professional job. So, as I said, like, if I was doing this for a living, I would put a lot more time into making stuff good, but it is what it is.
Sweat, tears into getting to where I am. And it just sucks that so many...
Okay, to be slightly fair to me, I do actually normally put a fair amount of effort into reaction reviews. You just don't really normally see it. Because I, like, sometimes, like, I'll have to read a whole book, and then I'll look stuff up, and then I'll have notes and stuff, reaction reviews. So it's normally, like, it just seems like I'm rambling, or I guess I do sometimes for them, but for a lot of them I do actually put a fair amount of thought into it and do research beforehand. So it's probably more than he does for any of his reviews.
Fucking bullshit circumstances have put me already financially in a position where I'm bad, and now all this shit going on behind the scenes that I can't really talk about may make things even worse. So I don't know. The future is uncertain, folks. What I can say to you is this. First of all, thank you for your support. This year has been one of, if not the most challenging year of my life. A lot of shit that happened. The YouTube adpocalypse. You know, going out of my 5-year-long relationship with my ex-girlfriend. Struggling through, you know, deader times in the summer, trying to put out constant content with my throat being all fucked up like it was all summer, right? And finally, seemingly, you know, false copyright strikes as well during the summer. Let's not forget about those. And finally, seeming to come over the end, and now things have been good. August was a great month on stream and on YouTube. September, you know, there's 6 days left in the month after today, and it's looking like it's going to be a good month overall, if not great, like August was. And you're like, wow, you know, all these positive things, and then all of a sudden something else comes to get me from behind. And the other thing that really irks me about this, unlike a lot of stuff that happens to me, like, you know, I made some bad financial decisions. I openly admit that. You know, the decisions I made were based off of estimating that I would have the level of income that I had when I made those decisions, and it didn't. My income went over the past 3 years, and that's why I'm in a bad position right now. But this particular situation I'm in, there's nothing that I could have done to prevent it. I didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't a bad choice on my part. It has nothing to do with you as a viewing audience. Nothing. It's nothing like that at all. It's just
nothing that could have been done
to prevent it. It's like the worst possible fucking luck, whatever you want to call it. And you think I haven't been through the ringer enough, being DDoS attacked, being doxxed, being swatted, false copyright strikes, you know, my channel falling out of YouTube search, basically being slandered all over the internet.
How did he get doxxed? I don't know. As far as business expenses go, I need to be honest with you because I'm an honest person. At the end of the year when I do my taxes, I will take the receipts, if I can find them, from movies I've seen, or I guess books I've read, etc. Like if I do a review of a book or a movie, I'll keep the receipt from that and I'll submit that as a business expense. And that'll subtract from the taxes I pay on my YouTube revenue. So, yeah, I mean, I can't put that against the income tax I make from my job, but I know that sounds kind of I don't know what to say. It is an expense because, I mean, if you review stuff for a living, then yeah, you need to buy the stuff you review. And if you make money from making reviews of the thing, yeah, like, so yeah, I see. Yeah.
You know, all the negative videos about me, that's not enough. Now this has to come out of fucking left field too on top
whatever
of
it is.
It's like I said on Monday, it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know how much more I can take, man. I'm tired of being a punching bag. I really am. I just want to do what I'm doing and love it and have fun doing it and just stop with the abuse. I feel abused at this point. What the fuck is going on here that all this crazy shit keeps happening?
Didn't he dox himself though? Like he didn't have to give us his last name. He didn't have to tell us his last name was Burnell. He didn't have to tell us like where he lived. He didn't have to give us all this like information. I don't know.
So here's the deal. It's going to affect this week's schedule, and I'm going to explain how in just a moment. So that's kind of why I'm going through this. Is like the intro to the weekend preview. Is there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that's not good, that's affecting me, and I know it's coming through my videos and streams, and I apologize for that. That's why I did that last week. However, people have told me that the streams are great. They said, Phil, even though you're being negative most of the time when you're playing Marvel, your streams are great.
Streams
look at the
shit.
attendance. The attendance on the Marvel streams has been near 1,000, if not over 1,000 viewers every day that I play it. So obviously it's working, and people are coming out and cheering and subbing and tipping, and I'm getting ad revenue because I'm running ads when there's 1,000 people on stream. So I guess whatever I'm doing is working, okay? So now let's discuss this week. Tonight, I'm obviously not doing anything else. It's already past 8 p.m. here. In fact, after I'm done with this video, I've got
We're just going to watch a little more because this is actually really interesting.
Let me tell you. Tomorrow, Monday the 25th, yes, I am doing a stream, but I don't know when it's going to be because I do have this very important appointment that I have to go to in the afternoon. That was the only time available on an emergency basis to have this kind of appointment. And basically, the appointment's around like early afternoon, so I don't know when it's going to end. It could end up being quick. It could end up taking forever. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is this. Right here. They call me DSP, social media folks. What I'm going to do is go to this appointment. When the appointment ends, on the way home from the appointment, I'm going to grab some kind of food from somewhere. I don't even know where. Just something quick on the way. And eat it, and then I'm going to let you know when I'm home and I'm ready and I'm going to get set up to play a Marvel stream. It's going to be around the usual 3 to 4 hours. Since I already have eaten, it won't matter. What time I start. So I can't promise you a start time. It could be afternoon. It could be later than that evening. I don't know. It could end up being like Friday. Where on this past Friday, an inspector had to come by to inspect the fire alarm in all these buildings here, and he ended up taking way longer than we estimated. So instead of doing an earlier stream, I canceled it. I went and did all my errands, came home, and just did a later stream for 3-4 hours. I may do that. Okay.
Like, why do we need to know this? This is literally like the most mundane, boring shit possible.
Okay. But it will be more Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite tomorrow whenever I get to actually playing. All right. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, if all goes according to plan, all right? And I hope all goes according to plan. I guess we'll see. I want to do double streams every day. What I want to do is my first stream, normal time around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Pacific, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and then at nighttime I want to do Mario plus Rabbids. If all does go according to plan, I may finish Mario plus Rabbids this week.
That game looks like shit, TBH.
So, that'd be great if I could wrap that up this week and get that game done, because it won't leave a big lingering game. This Friday, a game called Cuphead releases. It is an Xbox One, and
like, fuck this guy and his sweat. I actually sweat a lot because I'm overweight and I'm working on that. It was just kind of stress from my job, and because of the medication I take makes me sweat a lot because it's a SNRI. But this guy takes it up to a new level.
I believe PC exclusive. It's not on PS4. It's a shoot 'em up. With cartoony graphics from like the old school cartoons. And supposedly people are saying it's really fun, but it's also very difficult. We'll see, I guess. So that starts Friday. That'll be my main stream for the day. There will be no second stream on Friday. Friday's the day when I go out and I do errands and stuff, guys. So maybe we'll see how many fucking Marvel videos I actually record this week. Maybe what I'll do is save some. So I'll do Cuphead, upload that, and then maybe have a little bit of Marvel that night or whatever. We'll see. And then Saturday, Sunday, typical Saturday, Sunday where they won't have completed by Sunday night because the Sunday night is the 1st. So that means that sadly the patron pledges have to hold over an entire week till the 8th, all right? Now, the 8th is a special day, and I'll explain why in a moment because I'm going to take some time off. So I'll talk about that in a moment, the time off, because that's next week, not this week coming, okay? But the point I'm getting to is if you are pledging to my Patreon for this month, right over here, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil, if you're pledging to try to make that Halloween horror marathon happen, you got 6 days left. You got to do it by the end of the month, midnight on the 30th. If you pledge $5 or more, you will be not only able to nominate and vote on the horror games for the marathon, but also you'll be able to vote on the kind of costume that I'll wear during the marathon. But we have to hit the goal, and right now we're about $250 away from hitting the funding goal. It's doable. In 6 days, people could definitely step up and say, "Oh man, I want a private Q&A video from Phil, so I'll pledge $50." And some people might say, "Well, I really want the Halloween marathon to happen. It's happened 2 years in a row. I'll pledge so and so." And people may step forward and do it. If it doesn't hit the goal, I'm sorry, guys. That's how Patreon works. There's a celebratory goal if we hit the goal. If we don't hit it, I don't do the event. So if you want to see that Halloween event happen, please pledge to my Patreon by the end of the month, all right? Now, the next 3 months, I have totally different Patreon goals. For example, I got one goal that's going to be around PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. One goal is going to be around a multiplayer event for patrons only. And one's going to be for for a Christmas event. Me playing holiday-themed Christmas games. Those goals, I actually think will do pretty well. Only because 3 totally new things, right? People are going to want to play multiplayer in the new games coming out. And, I've never played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Doing a whole marathon of that would be awesome. And I've never done a Halloween marathon of gaming ever. So this would be pretty cool. 3 new goals coming up in the next 3 months. So I think you guys will like those. I just hope we can hit this goal for this month, And it's certainly not like I don't need the money. I do. I need the help right now financially and everything with everything going on. So please consider pledging, all right? But you are not, FYI, if you do pledge right now, I will not be messaging you on the 1st because all the pledges won't have even cleared yet by the end of the 1st. I gotta wait a day or two, and then what I do is I message the people whose pledges were declined. And I wait for them to maybe update their information and for that to clear. So I'll be messaging you about a week later. Now let me explain because I gotta get to that, alright? So, recap of this week, folks. Tomorrow, I will be doing a stream on Monday, but I don't know when, but it will be Marvel vs. Capcom. Tuesday through Thursday, double streams. MVC on first stream, Mario plus Rabbids second stream. Friday will be Cuphead. And then Saturday, Sunday will be, you know, more Cuphead of Dark Souls. And I only upload maybe 10, 12 videos a day. And then I stretched it out so there were videos of Dark Souls and fighting games all that week when I was gone. I'm going to try to do the same thing here. What I'm going to try to do that weekend is try to play as much Cuphead as I can, maybe finish it, do more MVC, you know what I mean? And I want to squeeze in another session of Ultra Street Fighter 2 as well. Because 8th. All right? Now, what I want to do on the 8th is twofold. Number one, I do want to do a gameplay stream, but it's going to be later in the day. It'll probably end up being like the second half of the day, like a nighttime session stream return. What's it going to be is actually up in the air. Right now, I have a fan. My phone's over there. I have a fan who sent me a code to be in the beta of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta. And I was like, that's interesting. That could be a fun return stream. The problem is the code I think he has is Australian, and I don't know if it's going to work on the United States PSN. I'm actually going to try that tonight and see if it works. And if it does, the beta is running, I believe, that day, the 8th, when I'm going to return. And what I'll do is I'll play it that night. That'll be a fun return stream, like 2-3 hours. I'll be doing the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta, right? But we'll see. You know, I have to see if it works or not. If not, I'll probably just return and do like Marvel or something, okay? And then, starting that week, that Monday will just be finishing up whatever I want to finish up. Maybe I'll want to do, maybe if I haven't finished Cuphead, I'll finish Cuphead. Maybe I want to do more Marvel, a final session or whatever. Basically get it out of my bones, whatever the leftovers are, because that Tuesday is the release of Middle-earth. I don't know, but I would consider doing a fighting game, whether it's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or really drawn out conspiracy theory I saw on my forums. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these fucking people have so much free. I covered this whole week. I covered my time off, you know, when I'm going to come back and what I'm going to do when I come back. So at this point, I think I've covered pretty much everything. You guys are in the know of what to expect, all right? I will say this. If and when I finally have some definitive news on all the shit going on behind the scenes, that I feel like I can share with you, and it's healthy to do so. Not that I'm going to share you information when something's already in process and now it can affect the process. Because you know what's going to happen. Already people are already making these wild theories. These crazy-ass fucking theories that are just insane. Like Shell Corporation. I couldn't believe that one. It was like this elaborately drawn-out conspiracy theory I saw on my forums. I'm like, Jesus Christ, these fucking people have so much free time to think this shit up. I couldn't have thought that shit up. Seriously. But anyway, the point I'm making is I'm dying to tell you what's going on, but right now it would not benefit me to do so until I have more information for you. And until I'm in a situation where I know exactly how what's going on is going to affect me in the long term. Okay? So why tell you about something now when I have no idea what's going to happen? I mean, best case scenario, again, maybe the whole thing is just blown out of proportion and will not affect me too big at all, and I can just keep doing this, and then I never have to mention it again. Worst case, having to lose everything and basically sell off everything in the house, sell the house, move back to Connecticut, that would not be good. That would be horrible. That would be really like giving up, basically. Throwing in the towel after busting my ass for so long, and I don't want to have to do that. But it's like I said in the video last week, you know, some things can't be helped, and, you know, sorry that I never made it big on YouTube like everybody else did, who, you know, it's funny because I'm so, everyone knows who I am, everyone knows Darkside Phil, but I'm not rich, but yeah, everyone knows who I am, versus everyone else who's like big names on YouTube, all have the fucking insane amounts of money and shit, and, you know, I never got it.
You do have insane amounts of money.
Crazy, because if I was in that situation, I'd probably be okay, but that's it, I'm not. I'm already extended to the point where you guys know I'm barely paying my bills, and now something else creeps up, and it's like, this is just insanity at this point. So I'll let you know when I have more information. The way I'm approaching it is this. I gotta be here every day. I gotta try to stay positive, do what I do, have fun doing it.
DS positive.
Experiences with you, the gameplay experiences on a daily basis.
DS positive.
And try not to let all this shit get to me behind the scenes. And, you know, sometimes this week, I tweeted it late at night. I couldn't even sleep. Up till 6 in the friggin' morning. Gotta be up in like 3-4 hours for work. And, you know, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do my best, folks. If anything, I'll say this. So many people have contacted me over the years. And they said, Phil, with all the shit you put up with, the nasty shit people have done to you, the things that happen with your, you know, going on with your YouTube channels and your streaming and everything, because YouTube changing everything and you're making way less money and all the shit that you've gone through, and you're being, you know, we all know your situation because you tell us about it, that I'm an inspiration because I don't give up, right? Because I'm here every day and I'm still plugging through.
Phil's an inspiration because, like, if you feel shitty about your life, you feel like a failure, you feel like you're inept at what you do, Then you look at this guy and you realize, wow, I could be a lot dumber. I could have a lot less agency.
And I say, fuck it. Fuck you to the trolls and everything. And look, we just had a major troll group that's been on my ass for years. We're gone now, finally, for good. And the thing is, I know that the negative association with me is never going to go away. There's always going to be people making fun of me on the internet. That's okay. At least now, though, it seems like people who are trying to hurt me legitimately do harm to me. Those days may be at an end, which is a good thing. But, you know, with all the adversity and shit that's been thrown my way over the years, so many people said, Phil, I would have given up, man. I would have went and said, fuck YouTube. I would have went and got a job or whatever and said, fuck this. And, you know, enough is enough. But you keep plugging through. You know, and I am. I'm doing my best.
And look at where he is. He's so deep in debt, even making like $6,000 a month, American in the state with no income tax. He can't even pay his bills, and he keeps getting deeper into debt. And his girlfriend left him because he talked about her mental health issues online. I don't know. You don't want your kids to grow up to be like Phil.
Guys, I don't want to give up. I don't. I believe that I can still make this work if I still fucking dedicate myself and I get through stupid shit like what I'm about to start going through here.
Whatever it is.
Coming up. Yeah. So we'll see. When I have information to share with you guys, I will. Right now, I don't think it would behoove me or you to be sharing information when I really don't have any definitive information on the true situation behind the scenes. So we'll see what happens, all right? If anything, thank you for watching the streams. Thank you for watching the YouTube videos. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for your support, because I could not have gotten this far without you. That's the God's honest truth. There's no way I would have ever kept doing this without your support. If I didn't have the support that I have, you know, how would I have gotten up in the morning and keep doing this? You know, with all the shit that I have to put up with. You know, a long time ago, I think. And then, you know, particularly this fucking year. Are you kidding me? I mean, some of the horrendous stuff. I mean, seriously, YouTube apocalypse, break up with my girlfriend, false copyright strikes, and now what I'm going through now. And it's like, all in 1 year. That's enough that once a year one of those things is bad enough. I went through 4 of those fucking things now in a year. Gotta keep going, folks. We gotta keep going. All right? Thank you for watching the weekly preview. Hope to see you for MVC, Mario plus Rabbids, and Cuphead this week. There will be a new DSP tries it later in the week as well. I feel I should mention that because I forgot to.
Well, guys, so I think that covers everything I wanted to cover. So some unspecified really bad thing is happening. I can't tell you what it is, guys. It's really bad. Money won't solve it, but if I had a bunch of money, it would solve it. I need to pay my 2 mortgages. My life is like Job from the Bible. It's just nothing could be worse than my life. Just everything bad has happened to me. Everything bad. Nothing worse has ever happened to another human being, etc. So, what have we learned from this? That this is like a new strategy of... I personally like Fred. I think Fred was really funny. I think he had a lot of charisma. I think he's a bad person, but he was really funny. I did think he was a good internet personality, I guess. He was, like I said, he's not a good person, but yeah. So, yeah. The Illuminati, or some unspecified force that none of us can control, are trying to take Phil's house away. Even though the SOK has been destroyed, it appears that they've regrouped underground and uploaded their minds into computers who have taken over the U.S. government. Yeah, so that's the video. I got stuff. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be on vacation as of this weekend. Be away in fair España. And so expect a bunch of shitty vacation vlogs from me. And I got a couple actual videos I'll upload. So when I get back, we'll see how my work schedule is, etc. But we can have a Halloween special of some description and a viewer stream, and we'll do a giveaway. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of the week.